Welcome everyone to another edition of Play It Through, and on this edition it's Star Wars, brought to us this time around by Capcom for the Nintendo Gameboy. It's similar to the Star Wars game that was released on other home consoles, including the NES version I played a few years ago. This version is just, of course, scaled down for the Game Boy, and it's funny enough that it was published by Capcom and later would become one of those top-selling releases and get a re-release by Nintendo. As we begin the game, we have the classic Star Wars title sequence, and then we'll jump into the first area. As we begin, our speeder automatically goes inside this cave, but we're just going to exit right out and head on up to the upper left corner of the map to go into the Sandcrawler. In this run, I'm going to be rescuing R2-D2, Princess Leia, getting Han Solo. I just won't be doing the extra couple of caves and the like that equal out the 100%. It'll be like 92% run. Inside the Sandcrawler, heading over to the right side, gotta be very careful not to get crushed by that thing, and there's a few of those throughout the game. Watch out for the Jawas as well. I usually find it better just to jump over them and avoid them than trying to actually take them out. Keep going up using these things to rise on up to the top of the area. Head over to the left, use the conveyor belt to spring you with a big jump over to the far left side. Then jump up, and what you want to do is get yourself propelled using this. You can kind of hit jump and jump again when you're using it, and that way you can just get up here easier. Run across the conveyor belts, watching out for, once again, getting crushed, and then head up the ladder and across here to the right, where we will come to R2-D2 in just a few more platforming jumps. We're now going to go get Ben Kenobi inside of the one cave and get our lightsaber in the process. The lightsaber, though, is not as good as it would be on the NES versions. You can't attack while in the air using it, and it's very slow overall. The hitbox around your character and the hitbox in general for characters is a little off in this game. Work your way down here, jumping down the different platforms. You will lose potentially a little health because of fall damage, but once you get down here, jump over to the left where you will find Obi-wan and get the lightsaber. Once we gain control of the speeder again, we're going to head down into the left side here, go around this rock, and then back over to the right side where we're working our way towards Mos Eisley. Once here, I'm going to go over to the right a little bit. I'm going to switch over to the lightsaber and enter inside of the cantina. Head over to the right, jumping over or dealing with the various enemies along the way. It's not a very long area before you come in contact with Han Solo, and then you automatically become Han. What's funny though is, since I equipped the lightsaber, the game still thinks I have the lightsaber equipped, but since Han can't use the lightsaber, I transform into Luke for just the frames using the lightsaber. It's just a weird glitch that goes on in this game. So I'll stay as Han, but I still have the lightsaber hooked up. Back out into the hangar area, we're going to head over to the right side and work our way towards where the Millennium Falcon is. Most of these soldiers you can hit from behind, the stormtroopers. Just gotta be careful where you swing, but you can hit them if you time it right. Other ones you may just want to jump over like we've been doing. Once over here to the far right, climb up these boxes, watching out for this Jawa. Get up to this platform, there's a stormtrooper up here, and do a running leap over to the far left side and come to the open door Hangar 94, which is the location of the Falcon. Just run over to the right, dealing with a few enemies. When you make it to the wall, climb on up the ladder. Go across the next platform, there's more stormtroopers waiting for you along here. Thankfully, an extra bit of health so we can at least replenish some of that we've lost. It's so easy in this game to lose health. Boost your way up to this level and then head on down and over to the left side. Go down here, watch out for the stormtrooper, and then head to the right and go on down once again. Be careful on these platforms, you don't get hit by those turrets on the wall. And then run along the bottom and come to the Millennium Falcon, where we can get out of here and move to the next level. So for this level, we have to dodge asteroids, or it's the pieces of Alderaan that we're dodging, I'm pretty sure. So for this, you just have to worry about getting hit. If you stay still, you'll get hit. If you hold down or you hold right and down, which is usually what I end up doing, just hold those buttons down, the D-pad, you should be able to just get your Millennium Falcon to just move, and all of the asteroids will miss you every single time. It's that easy to dodge them all. Takes a little bit of time, you have to just keep doing this for a bit until you make it to the next level, but at least it's easy to do. Once inside of the Death Star, we're going to continue doing our wonderful Han Solo and Luke together thing. Jump over the stormtroopers along the first part of the stage. Be careful of the turret shooting guy at the end. Then use this to boost yourself upwards. Jump up and over to this platform, and then up the next thing to boost up, but you want to make sure that you go to the left this time, a little bit ways up, so you can make it over to this platform, and then over and up into here. In here, skip the first few elevators and do a big leap over to the right to get to this elevator, just a nice little shortcut. Take the next elevator just to the right, and then work your way up the series of elevators to the top here. When you come out of here, quickly get away from that turret. Thankfully, there's health located right after that. Thankfully, this part of the elevator sequence is easy. The other part's a little bit trickier that we'll be getting to in just a bit. And it's a little bit more difficult in the Game Boy one because you can't use one of the big shortcuts you could in the NES version. For this boss, since we can't strike it in the air using the lightsaber, what we'll do instead is use either Han or Luke's blaster and then climb up the ladder and then fall off of it and fire to the right. Just keep doing this and you'll be able to take down the reactor in just a matter of moments. Once that's done, head over to the right side, take the first elevator that you come to, then go over to the right and down the next elevator. From where you are, you'll want to do a running leap over to the left side and take that elevator up. Do a running leap now over to the right side, skip the first elevator, and take the second one. This one will take you all the way down to where Princess Leia is located. When we talk to Leia or when we save Leia, we will automatically become her, so I'll use her for a little bit here. Head back up the same elevator you took to get down here. Once you're at the top, head to the left just a few steps and take the next elevator down. Once here, run over to the left side. Skipping the elevator you first come to, you want to take the third elevator. Then go to the right and take the one pointing up, and then to the one to the right pointing down. This one will take you down to this part. Head to the right, skip the elevator, do a big leap, and go into this elevator instead, which will take you all the way down past the Leia chamber and then to the floor below, which is where we need to go for the exit. Here, use the conveyor belt to boost yourself up to the upper platform, and then boost your way up again to this platform. Be careful of the enemies as you then continue your way up. You can use these conveyor belts to get these really high jumps going. Do a big leap here over the spikes so that you don't, of course, land on top of them. Head on down this ladder, watch out for the crushers. Gotta jump when they're retracting, of course. Watch out for a couple of droids and then hit this, leading to a conveyor belt and then boosting again upwards. Head to the left and go through the door where you'll be in the trash compactor. Immediately switch to Luke, duck, and swing the lightsaber. If you do it right, you'll beat this boss instantly. Since we are Luke now, we're just going to continue being Luke for a little bit. Run over to the right, boost yourself up, and get to this platform. Jump over the turret guy and get to the next boost. Here you gotta jump over to the right and take this one up, but not all the way up to the top because there is spikes at the top. And work your way over to the left. Boost yourself up with enough momentum that you make it safely to the right. Then run across these platforms and drop on down. Make sure that you grab the ladder when you do drop here, that you don't take fall damage. Boost up here, doing more boost along the way until you get to this hallway. And then run down and up the ladder. When you get to the top, just take a couple of steps and swing the lightsaber so that you can take out a couple of enemies that are coming your way. Jump over another turret, and you are at the Millennium Falcon and we're able to escape. The next two levels have us battling TIE fighters and making sure that we don't get shot along the way. The first one, it's pretty hard because the entire interface here, you can barely see some of the areas. The TIE fighters will go into those areas and end up firing, and the thing can actually completely hide one of the projectiles. So if you end up dying for seemingly no reason, it's probably because the TIE fighter was firing from behind it, so you weren't able to see it coming towards you. Thankfully, you can destroy them, and that should be your main focus, more so than even the TIE fighters. Of course, try to take them out before they even get a chance to fire, but if you miss and they get a fire off, just immediately go to that instead and take it down, because it's only a few seconds on screen before it ends up hitting you. Now, you could get shields in the game. That's some of the extra things I didn't pick up throughout. So this is a lot harder not being able to get hit at all, but it's not that long of a section, thankfully. Then we automatically run to our X-Wing and get inside that and go to the next sequence. This section is the same as the last one, just thankfully we can see a bit better this time around. The TIE fighters do come at you 3 at a time now, which is more challenging for sure, but your main goal remains the same. Fire at the ones that you can, and then if they do get fire off, focus on that and destroy it as quick as you can. You can hold down the button or mash the button, whichever one you prefer, in order to keep firing. After we end up completing this stage, we just have one more stage to go, and that is the Death Star Trench. Once we are in the Death Star Trench, taking control of the ship, you want to move back and forth a little ways up the screen, not too far up, not too far back, so that you can see enemies coming from above and below you. You have your fire straight, you can also fire from behind. You can also get enemies to run into the various environment. There's no real limit on your ammo or anything, so just fire away when necessary to take out the enemies. Here we can take the left side all the way and allow to skip a little bit of the area. Thankfully, this area in general is relatively slow. If it was going faster on the Game Boy, it would be really, really hard to actually tell what's going on at all. This game's already challenging enough. We're almost to the end here, where we make it to the opening with the torpedo that we can send on down and blow up the Death Star, and once we do, we can enjoy the ending to Star Wars on the Nintendo Game Boy. So there you have it, Star Wars on the Nintendo Game Boy. Like I said, very similar to the NES counterpart. If you want to see more of the game, check out my play-it-through of it on the NES. I just wanted to do this one for the May the 4th holiday this year, since I usually don't get a chance to actually get a Star Wars video out. I figured I'd do it this year. With all that said, though, that's going to wrap up this episode of Play It Through. I'd like to thank you for watching, and of course, I hope you enjoyed.